All right, welcome in, boys.
First place.
First place,
Yes,
third
sir.
seed, Victory Monday. Happy to be here with you guys at Strings Brewery down in Jack's Beach.
Here.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Coach,
Cheers to
we got-
Victory
we-
Monday.
We got Coach drinking again.
Victory Monday.
Back on the wagon.
For every victory, at least.
Just wanted that handle. I wanted that handle mug. Uh-oh.
I'm pumped though. Oh,
How can you not be
are
pumped
loose.
right now?
Patriots are loose, boys and girls.
We're getting a little
Wow.
distracted by this, the
Punt
number
return
one
for a
seed in the
TD.
Was that a
AFC
punt
playing
return or
right
an
now.
interception?
It might be an interception.
wow. Marcus Jones just took it back to the house for the Pats.
Punt
Return.
94 yard
94.
punt return.
Hey, that's why they're the
94
one seed in the
He
AFC
could go.
Yeah, what it-
for now.
Wait.
For now.
Before we get carried away, too, for New England, do you think they're a lock at number one?
I mean, their schedule is the easiest in all of the league. They've played absolutely nobody, so I don't know.
Yeah,
You know.
I mean Buffalo. What's a harder win? I guess Buffalo or what's the other one they had? Buffalo or Tampa?
I can't remember who they got left on their schedule, but it's pretty
I feel like
smooth sailings.
Buffalo, when they played them and beat them at the time, that was a big win for them.
Yeah.
Buffalo has since, unfortunately, not played up to what we thought they may or may not be this year. But
For sure.
they got another game against the Bills. I think that's the last hard game on their schedule. They're on their way to clinching a division, and right now they would have a game lead, or no, they would have the same exact record as Denver at 11-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is Jags podcast, so welcome back, guys.
Yeah. Let's not talk about the bad. Let's talk about the good.
So here's the good news. Jags are tied for first place in the division right now.
Technically, we are in first place.
We are technically in first place with the tiebreaker. We will talk about the Colts game, which is a massive game. We got to pack the bank this week. But yeah,
Yes.
let's
Don't
go.
be square, be there.
Yeah, don't be square, be there. Let's go into the Titans real quick. Let's wrap up that because we got plenty to talk about. Took care of business. What is your takeaway? What's your takeaway for this week?
As Leon Cersei says, we hate the Titans.
And as Liam Cohen says,
Nobody
winners
hates the Titans more than
win.
Logan Cook.
Yeah.
My dog.
Yeah.
If David Ortiz was a Jag fan, he'd be getting my dog shirt.
Hey, winners win. It was a violent game. There's no other way we'd like to have it. All right? Doesn't matter what the record is. We always want to beat the Titans, and we did it, baby.
You heard on the broadcast, they said, the biggest thing is you got to win the game that you're supposed to win.
Yeah,
And they did that. They did that with class. They did it with style. They got ahead. They never looked back. You take the first drive out where they got 63 yards. The Titans had 91 yards the rest of the game. So, whatever.
Right.
It is what it is. They're on the schedule. We hate them. They hate us. We beat them. Have a nice season. You're eliminated from the playoffs. Enjoy that first round pick again.
I think
Yep.
it's just a good thing that we were able to take care of business in this game. Did the right things. It was nothing flashy.
No.
We did what we were supposed to do. Some players, we can get into the game balls too. Let's start there. Who would you give the game ball to this week?
I think he's representing over there.
I'll give you a hint.
Starts with a 1, ends with a 6.
The Trevor Lawrence experience finally didn't have the big
It was
dips.
just a big up.
It
Yeah.
was just a lot of ups and some smooth sailings, even a gritty run. Man, he said, I don't care how much we're winning by. I'm getting that
I
first
guess
down.
the first read was there all game, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to
I
know.
hate the Titans.
I want to know how they know what the first read is. And first of all, how come you couldn't cover the 2 tight ends we had running into the end zone, rubbing the switch routes? All right. So I think we shut him up, and Trevor Lawrence did exactly what he needed to do. We saw everything we wanted to see out of him. We saw some great throws. We saw some runs. We saw him avoiding pressure. We saw 0 turnovers. I want to say again, we saw 0 turnovers. So I rest my case. Trevor Lawrence, game ball.
First one of the year, right? First one of the year.
First one, I finally get to give Trevor the game ball. No downs. Just some smooth sailing, some great throws, and a victory. So absolutely game ball to Trevor Lawrence for the first time this season, in my opinion.
Outstanding.
What do you think, Coach?
I piggyback all of that. If you're one of those people that wants to give an offensive defensive game ball goes to Josh Hines Allen. He was awesome. He caused pressure. He caused the pocket to collapse. Cam Ward was seeing ghosts the whole day.
Yes, sir. Josh Hines Allen, our guest of the night. Awesome
Yeah,
guy.
Eric
Signed the surfboard.
It's on the board.
We got Strigow,
Yep.
Green, and
Josh
Josh Hines Allen down at Jack's Beach tonight.
Guys, if you don't come to Strings, if you haven't been to Strings and come to the Monday night show that they do, it's awesome.
You gotta
there's
get
no
out
reason
here.
not to be here. Strings is awesome to us while we're here as well, so we want to give them a shout out, love on them.
Definitely. And definitely come to Strings downtown this week. We got David Garrard. Just a quick plug.
David Garrard.
We'll talk about it later. But yeah, David Garrard's going to be on the podcast, the Jungle Beat podcast this week too. So get down to Strings in downtown this Wednesday.
Show up.
But yeah, I would say, I mean, to go off of both what you guys said, I think Trevor had the most consistent game. I don't know if it was necessarily his most like stat filling game, if you want to call it that. Like, I think he's had better statistics this year.
Absolutely.
But I think that's what you want him to be. Anywhere from like 230 yards to 250, no turnovers, get maybe a touchdown or two. I can live with that for the rest of my life.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Hey, we talked about, are we okay with him being a game manager? We absolutely are.
Yeah.
You know, and he managed the game perfectly. He didn't make any ridiculous decisions. He had a couple of bad sacks. I don't think any of them were like, oh, what are you doing? It was like, you know, our O-line was beat up. You can't put that on him at all.
You know, if you're going to complain or if you're going to look at it objectively, you can say they got real vanilla in the second half.
Right.
When you look at the injuries of wideout, you look at the injuries that we got guys coming back from,
Yeah.
and then you look at the O-line injuries that we were dealing with live and in color and what we've been dealing with the last couple of weeks. That's why they were vanilla. It was a preservation piece. It was an understanding that we don't need to score any more points. They're not going to score with us. Let's get out of here before something bad happens.
Exactly. We just needed to not give them any hope. We didn't need any garbage time interceptions, and we didn't have them. And so we showed up. We took care of business. We were clearly the better team in every single phase, and that's what I love to see. And Trevor led that offensively. It doesn't have to be what's Foyer's phrase? Not pretty, gritty, not pretty.
Pretty, not pretty.
Yep. It wasn't pretty. It was gritty, though.
I mean, that's who we are. If you are not on that bandwagon, I don't know what I got to do to get you on there. But 8-4, control your own destiny. That's Jackson Dart. Oh, I'm so sorry. Good God Almighty! Wow.
They're on the sideline too.
Watch the fight that ensues.
Hey,
if you're watching this live
and
you're watching the game right now, you know exactly why I just lost my mind.
Yeah. Dang.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Hey, I like when
Inbound
Trevor took off on his run, the defender lost his helmet.
You know?
All right.
He delivered the mail. That's what we call that.
Exactly.
So let's get into 3 up, 3 down segment
let's
here.
do it.
I think this was a good enough game where we could do 3 up and 3 further up.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I think it's a fun enough game to do that.
I like it.
We talked about Trevor already. Talked about Josh Hines Allen. I'm gonna throw out Jacoby.
100%.
I think Jacoby coming into this game. I mean, I don't remember a wide receiver, really anybody getting traded to a team mid-season and having this sort of impact. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody that had
I'm gonna
a
have to
bigger
think
one.
on it. I'm pretty sure I can find it. I just don't know right off the top of my head.
But to fill a void where exactly what this team needed, Jacoby's doing a hell of a job. I think he had like 90 yards, a touchdown,
six catches, 90 yards,
catches.
and a touchdown. He was 6 of 6, targeted 6 times, 6 catches, 90 yards, 1 touchdown. He's at 87% completion percentage right now when throwing the ball. He has 0 drops. He has 2 starts. He's played in 4 games. Like, you're seeing the evolvement of what a security blanket looks like. And
A sure-handed receiver.
and the understanding of an in-breaking route, an understanding of where are you going to be right now. And you saw that they have a picture-perfect throw to Parker Washington. They come right back and run the same exact play, and they run for Jacoby and almost goes to the house.
100%. Yeah.
And so you see them starting to understand who's going to be X, who's going to be Z, the Y's the tight end, all of those kind of things, and how we can get people involved. Parker, BTJ, Jacoby Myers, Brenton Strange. We should feel really good if those guys are healthy about us on offense.
Absolutely. I want to interject real quick. That 50-yard pass to Jacoby was the longest play of Jacoby's career.
Was it?
Yeah, longest reception of his career. I saw that on Twitter. I didn't fact check it, but I believe it. He's not known for being like the long. He took it and ran and
BTJ
got the blocks.
BTJ.
Got the blocks.
I'm pretty sure it was the longest pass of the
season
too. Which coming into the season, we thought,
we
with
thought we would have
Hunter,
bigger chunks. We thought we'd have some more chunks.
Yeah, with BT, with Hunter, with Diami, we thought we were gonna go play action, go deep.
Absolutely.
We really haven't been able to do that. I think that's kind of the missing key to the season.
100%.
And now that we have Jacoby here to fill,
which I don't think he does
Duwamiez
that.
Brown was going to take the top off the defense. It hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go back to hopefully BTJ taking the top off the defense, which he did very well last year with Kirk and Ingram and those guys filling those roles underneath.
Right.
Even Mac Jones found a way to get him the ball. You remember the Colts game last year that Trevor threw an absolute dime to BTJ for whatever 80 yards or whatever.
Hey, I remember that picture.
The Superman picture.
I need one of those this week, by the way.
If there was ever a time,
I firmly believe that this offense is going to hit its stride. It's happening right here, right in front of us.
Yes. I think you saw that with how well Trevor played this week. And again, keep in mind, it's the Titans. They're awful.
They did make us one-dimensional, though. Like, we had to throw the ball early.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit.
And we took care of business with that. Andrew Scanlon, I believe, was the announcer for the game for us, and he's done us 4 or 5 times this year. And they said, "Oh, what a beautiful pocket! It's like a kangaroo."
Yeah. The baby kangaroo, protected.
Man. But I felt like Trevor was as confident this week as I've seen him. He was confident in the Chargers.
Yeah,
he was confident against these guys. He knew exactly where he wanted to deliver the ball, who was getting the ball, and why they were getting it. And they stayed in their too high shell. That the Titans wouldn't get out of that too high shell. They weren't going to let us run the football. And they got some guys that can do that up front. Cap off to Simmons. He's a phenomenal football player, and he dominated the run game on both sides.
That would be one of my other stock ups too, is the interior offensive line. Now I understand we didn't run the ball the way we wanted to. I think I can't really put my finger on exactly. Looking back at the game, where it went wrong necessarily.
I don't think
because we tried on the outside, we tried to run up the middle.
I think they had a commitment to stopping the run.
Absolutely.
They came in saying that Trevor
was going to have to beat them,
and they did,
and he did. So.
Honestly, that's the only thing the Titans do pretty well is they have one of the best interior D lines between Simmons and Sweat, Savondre Sweat. Between Simmons and Sweat, those guys combined for almost 700 pounds, man. Those are not little men.
No,
you're not going to push them around, and we didn't, and that's fine. We're not a one-dimensional offense. They did their thing. We did ours.
I think it's talked all week about trying to do that to us and making Trevor beat us and so on and so forth. Well, you got your wish, boys and girls.
Exactly.
But exactly. I think this shows that Trevor can do it. He doesn't need to do it every week, but he has the ability to do it. And I think again, back to my stock up with the interior offensive line, Hainsey, Van Lanning's been playing all over the place.
Right now, he would have to be a guy that has got to get a team award or something along those lines.
Yeah.
He's a Swiss Army knife right now for us. The only offensive line position he hasn't played is center. That guy has earned respect from everybody in the building. He's earned respect from his coaches.
Cohen was shouting him out in the press conference.
100%. And us as fans, we only love on O-linemen because they usually are in some funny commercial where they're eating or something or snapping the ball through a wall or something.
Yeah.
So that's a guy right there that they brought back on purpose. They knew what he had done on tape, got to the new regime, and knew that he was going to be able to help them at numerous positions. And so
thank God.
To be that talented and to be that trusted to play left tackle, left guard, and right tackle, you're irreplaceable. It's an awesome feeling that we have one of those guys that can go in on a moment's notice and play any of those positions.
For sure. Who's another guy that I mentioned too? Give me another stock up for a guy that you liked.
All right, here's a guy that I've harped on positively and negatively all season. That's Dewey Wingard.
Dewey.
Yeah, man.
It was always the Jags, right?
It was always the Jags. And he almost had himself an interception.
Mm-hmm.
And
he did have a sack that was taken away.
They took back his sack.
I thought the whole secondary, just real quick. I felt like the whole secondary. I know they weren't playing against anybody, but they did a great job. I don't remember one big play that they had.
Exactly. There was no big plays in the passing game. They had one big run. So for those of you that don't understand, plus 20 is considered a big play in the NFL. Some people will tell you plus 15.
Yeah.
They had one run of 21 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So. And that was on the first series.
Exactly. And that's my point, is that our secondary we don't have many big like stars given Travis Hunter is hurt.
Yep.
And Dewey, we've gone up and down with him all season.
Dewey's
But
like our
my
little
point
brother.
is
we
he's
love him no matter what.
Yeah, of course. He's on our team, and we hate to love him, we love to hate him.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And we're happy that he proved beyond a doubt that our secondary was more dominant than the Titans receivers. We were far more talented. And you could look at our team and say that the secondary might be one of the lesser talented units on our team, given all the injuries, etc.
So,
There was no doubt this weekend that every single one of our defensive backs was more talented than every single one of their receivers. And I like to point to Dewey first because he gets all the flack, and he had some flashes.
So we played a shell coverage on him pretty much the whole day, like quarters, some cover three, some man stuff. But you saw they made him check the ball down. Like they
did,
Ward
a lot.
check the ball down.
A lot.
And you saw our guys tackle. I felt like this was our best tackling game of the season. From that standpoint, of percentage tackle, like, we got him on the ground. I don't care how many yards he gained or what happened after he caught the ball. We got him on the ground. You take out the first series, we dominated.
Absolutely.
On defense. Dominated.
Tackles for loss.
They
tried wide receiver
Runs for
screens,
loss.
tight end
Blowing it up.
screens, didn't work.
They had nothing. They did not have an answer. And I know Coach Camp was probably pounding that table today, excited about how they played. Because
Absolutely.
now they get to play for one that, just add a little bit of stoke to the fire.
Definitely. Coach, give me one more stock up that you had.
Stock up for me, your boy Gardeck. I thought he was as good as he could be in the role that they're asking him to play. He had a sack and it just didn't work out. I feel
He
like
had a PBU.
I think he's really starting to find his niche on
Yeah.
how not only can he be successful, but how Camp is using him to make our defense better.
Yep. Yeah, they're finally starting to use him. I'm very excited with Gardeck, as everybody knows. Like, I thought he should have got a lot more snaps earlier in the season, but where they have him playing right now is perfect. Kind of that third edge. They drop him some, playing
Every
off,
now
some
and then they
off
put
ball.
him in coverage. Yep.
But I think really on the edges where we need him, especially we'll get into the injuries later on with Trayvon out.
Mm-hmm.
You need somebody. We talked about Strigow and Green and BJ Green and stuff.
Hats off to those guys. Hats off to Robinson. All those young guys that
Absolutely.
are
Really
squad guys and played for us in the preseason. Every one of them has contributed in a game now. So
which I was surprised. I kind of everybody was on the Strigow or really the BJ Green, camp or bandwagon originally, and I was like, these guys aren't going to do anything. But now you've seen with the depth, like we talked about before,
Showing
it's
up.
like depth on offensive line, depth at defensive end. It's like all these things are showing up. I really think Strigow specifically has been really on a heater the last few games. That's another stock up. We're talking about Gardeck, but him on the edge, I think it's probably the unsung hero of that group.
I love the fact that we have guys that have been on our practice squad for a couple weeks, been on our game roster for a couple weeks, have to go down, come back up. Guy gets hurt, guy gets nicked up. Something happens on Friday, they're in the game on Sunday.
Yep.
Those kind of things. Like, we don't give James Gladstone enough credit. He talked about the floor almost to nauseum to where we were like, God, look, man, we don't care. Like, find a way to win some games. But what he was talking about, what he was trying to get everybody to understand is we've got to have guys in the 50s, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55 on our roster that can contribute, that can go in the game and contribute.
They can fill in and not be a liability.
There are a ton of years that we can remember as Jags fans that after the first 22, we don't want any of those guys in the game.
Yeah, I mean,
so seeing those guys come in and compete and can make plays and have an impact, like Robinson with a strip fumble, a sack strip fumble on the whatever the fifth play of the game. Like those are awesome things to see from a guy that maybe had 10 snaps a whole year.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
But to Coach's point though, I think not only is it the talent level that we can count on, the depth where they have that floor, but I heard Liam talk about this too, where it's more about the mindset. Like LaQuint Allen, I think, is a perfect example. Like
he's a Jag. That's what Coach calls him.
Look at LaQuint Allen, talking shit to Simmons,
to an All-Pro.
I love it.
Look at even Logan. Look at the guys in special teams. Logan
Hunter
and Ross throwing their bodies around and and getting into fights. Like I'm not. We'll talk about. I mean, we can talk about Logan Cook now. What is he doing? What is
I
he
honestly
thinking?
thought we were at an AEW event. That's I was waiting.
When's the last time
He
you
threw
saw
his
a long
body
snapper?
into
He
a
literally
blocker.
tried to decapitate that guy.
Y'all ever seen a long snapper suplex somebody, man? Ross
AEW,
Masick
man.
said no.
I'm waiting
By the
for
way-
Tony Khan to offer that guy a different contract.
I was so confused with Ross too, because I know D-Ham got in.
He was out for a while.
So how does the
Hats
guy?
off to DM, the backup long snapper.
So did Ross
I'm there
start the
with you.
game?
Yeah, Ross was out there for the first.
This is where I was confused.
and something happened. I don't
Tweaked
know.
his back.
I don't-
Lower
yeah,
back
lower
injury.
back. So he might have had.
Might have been
some,
muscular thing,
sciatic
spasm.
stuff. Maybe
Because they were
a.
practicing D-Ham throughout the week at long snapper.
If you've
Oh,
ever,
really? Throughout the
if
week?
you've ever had back spasms, you know what my man was going through.
Yeah.
His back spasms. I'm praying for you, big guy, because I know they suck.
Yeah, those
So,
are awful.
It might have just tightened up on him at the wrong time, or he stretched out to snap and got dinged up. It happens, and so it was cool to see him get back in the game.
Yeah,
and,
but
and suplex him.
But it was funny that you never really see that. Like the long snapper starts the game, goes out. D-Ham comes in, plays pretty well actually.
I mean,
honestly,
it had some pepper on it, man.
Yeah, fantastic
He
job.
went down and covered, and then also
but
on the field goal.
the guys
too.
were on him. Did you guys see that? They showed that
Yeah,
highlight.
yeah.
The guys were on him about running down the field. So D-Ham, if you didn't see that, they were on you, boss.
Yeah.
They were on you. I would never say that to you because your arms are bigger than my head. So you can run however you want, big fella.
But I think overall, like that's what's cool to see about this year's team and what the coaching staff and the front offense has done, because you wouldn't necessarily see that on most teams, and that's what gives me a lot of faith, or past teams gives me a lot of faith going into hopefully down the stretch here, but hopefully
Stretch
into the
run,
playoffs. Because that's the type of makeup you need for a team that wants to at least win one game in the playoffs, or maybe even go deeper.
Win as many as you can.
Yeah. Last one for stock up. Is there anybody else that was kind of on your mind? I had one guy, but anybody else have?
I got another one that we've talked about, and it ties right back into what I was just talking about with the secondary. Another defensive back who is always low key. Buster Brown, Monteric Brown, man.
He came up and laid the wood a couple times.
He did. That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
man. He was fourth, fifth round pick like 3 or 4 years ago. Not like a big name guy. Shows up time after time, man. Laid the wood a couple times and doesn't let his man get open. He's not playing soft coverage. He's not, he's not like a gaping hole in the secondary like we've had in the past.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From lower drafted players that get out there in the secondary. He, as a later draft pick, was still clearly the more skilled, more talented, better coached player than any receiver he covered yesterday.
I think our whole plan was to let them catch it and tackle them. They knew that they weren't going to break tackles and beat them down the field.
Yeah.
So they were able to play an off coverage, and it worked out. And we didn't maybe see the fruits of it. Like, we didn't get a pick. I felt like
Right.
the scrambling and the pocket breaking down, that's one of the reasons why we didn't get an interception.
Yeah.
If they would have continued with the timing routes and the check downs, we would have eventually got one. Monteric
Yeah.
Brown, Buster, whatever you want to call him,
Yeah.
played outstanding. And I think he was
Absolutely.
the top tackler in the secondary.
Yeah, if you look at the Google stats, he had 6 solo tackles
Yeah.
and an assist.
Yeah.
So
That's killer, man. For a corner,
he's played real well.
Let me ask
Absolutely.
you guys a question. How important has it been to get BTJ and Strange back to this offense?
I think the first piece of it is the familiarity of the offense for Trevor. Is to get Trevor to be calm, to get Trevor to deliver the ball where it should be and when it should be. Having those guys out there is only going to make it better. Jacoby's going to help with all of that, and we talked about this a little bit on the Jungle Beat, is the professionalism that Jacoby's probably brought to the wide receiver room.
Yes.
The
that we
veteran
lost
presence, yeah.
with Christian Kirk going to Houston and Evan Ingram going to Denver. Yes, we didn't want to really pay those guys. Yes, those guys had some good moments for us, but I think we missed their leadership more than we missed their talent.
I agree. Yeah.
And we're starting to see now that Myers is there that we're starting to look like we're where we're supposed to be. Trevor is having the confidence to deliver the ball on time where it is. And those are all things that, we have unfortunately watched the Trevor experience and be like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? This is why.
and then
the clarity
meanwhile, on the other end of that question, you see Strange really developing into a leader on this offense, stepping up to be a difference maker in more ways than one. So having BTJ and Strange back is huge. Strange, honestly, it's crazy for me to say this. I think Strange has a more significant impact on the offense right now than Brian Thomas Jr. does.
That's
I
not.
agree. I agree.
That's not. That's not.
That
even,
could easily change
I don't
next
think
week.
that's a stretch,
I don't think
It's not a stretch right now.
but also BTJ's been hurt.
Exactly.
BTJ lost confidence in himself,
Right.
and now our coaching staff has to get him comfortable, get him the confidence on an easy one, get him an in between one, and then we need to take the top off and let BTJ go get one. And hopefully Parker Washington's healthy. If not, it's just we know Myers and BTJ are going to have a bigger role.
Yeah, BTJ is going to have a big time week against the Colts. I think even we talked about this before the podcast. Like, I think one of my favorite plays of the day wasn't on, of BTJ was his blocking, not necessarily even his catch. You know what I mean? That he had
Great effort, great explosion. That's a pancake for those of you who don't know.
Yeah. So
if he was in high school, he'd be getting a sticker from Coach Triplin.
So BT to be able to just show effort, I think that's a lot of people really questioned him in that first half of the season.
It was hard not to,
with drops, with shying away over the middle, things like that. Yep. And I think you've seen before he got hurt, he was steadily. You could start seeing working without the ball. Even after the catch, the effort, the blocking, things like that. It really helped out a lot, and I think going down. The stretch. Hopefully, we do get Parker back because I think even to your point with Brenton Strange or BT, I think Parker Washington is the most valuable player, maybe on the team. I think him and Jacoby are maybe tied for the offense at least.
Travis Etienne.
Yeah, but I think even if he did go down, I think Tootin and LeQuint could be fine.
Not saying they couldn't, just saying that number one's been awesome.
He has. Yeah. Let's talk about the run game.
Yeah.
Etienne had 28 yards on 12 carries. Trevor Lawrence had 25 on 3 carries.
That's my quarterback.
I thought he made some really good plays in the run game. Trevor did, but any concern going against the Colts? I know that
Sauce is out.
Sauce is out, but
no sauce for you.
The run game specifically with I know DeForest Buckner's out now too.
Right.
But we'll get into the Colts in a little bit later on, but. Do you think?
Let him rip, go horse.
Do you think Etienne gets back to? Because this is the first week he hasn't had a stock up. Not really any fault to his own.
No, but the Titans did their job. They get paid too. Their coaches get paid.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to figure out how to neutralize us up front or how to game us to take away the run. I think the Colts are going to have to come with a very similar plan if they want to have any success. I just don't believe their secondary is as talented as people have been clubbing them to be. Sauce, in my opinion, especially being out, they're average.
Yeah, but I think the Sauce and Parker Washington, if they both miss, it's kind of like canceling each other out. In my opinion, that's what I think.
Here's the one caveat to that. Okay, they cut Austin Trammell today for a reason.
Yep.
It was a wake-up call for Dewami Brown. His first healthy stretch in like 4 years. So I believe Dewami Brown will have an impact on the game this week if Parker Washington can't play.
Who's returning punts?
It'll probably be Tootin.
That's what I thought.
If I was to have to assign it just on what I've seen. If Trammell's been cut, it will not be him. So
maybe LeQuint, not because of his explosion in the game, but maybe just overall hands.
And keep Tootin a little safe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to see Tootin out there. I think he's got a chance to go to the house.
Do you think Diami gets back there at all this week?
That would be my other thought process of the deal. If they were willing to cut Trammell and healthy scratch Dewami, then he must have had a come to Jesus moment with the coaches.
Yeah.
So.
And hopefully that means Parker is.
I hope Parker's all right.
Possibly good to go this week.
Yeah, that's probably a good point.
It's probably good for the long term. Maybe not this week, but
we'll see.
Yeah.
Is everybody on the waiver wire? You never know.
Yeah.
Jimmy Gladstone. He might be working on something.
I saw some fun.
Adam Thielen.
That's what I was saying.
Today.
I saw some fun ideas with a certain Adam Thielen.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
sounds pretty professional if you ask me.
We'll see.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would definitely not be against it. I don't see he's
not going to help in the punt return game, but
he's another security blanket, inside route runner type guy.
Yeah. Let's finish up. We're kind of all over the place, but let's finish up with the Titans here, and then we'll go into the division, which looks awesome right going down the stretch. It's going to be very interesting, and it's going to be sweating it out every week going down the stretch, going into the playoffs, hopefully. And then we'll also go preview the Colts. So we'll circle back to the Colts. But the last thing I wanted to ask you guys about the Titans game specifically is, I mentioned how aggressive Liam Cohen has been in his decision making. What did you think? In the Chargers game, I was questioning him. In the Cardinals game, I questioned him about not kicking, things like that.
Right.
I thought he was very aggressive in this game.
So where Connor's headed with this is you wanted him to line up to kick the field goal at the end of the half.
Yes.
From the jump.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not end up there after the penalty and all the BS.
But he got bailed out with those calls because, one, I guess my first question is this, and I've seen him do it multiple times, so it's not like a one-time thing. Liam Cohen will get the ball with 30 seconds, 30 seconds before the end of the half, maybe have a timeout or two, but he'll try to go the whole length of the field. You're more likely to either A, Trevor's going to get strip sacked, B, it's going to be a pick, C, Trevor's going to get hurt, and you saw almost all those.
You sound like my middle school coach.
Yeah.
He was a firm believer there's no reason to ever throw the ball.
But I'm saying in that situation, it's more about risk reward for me.
I feel you.
I'm all about being aggressive. But you got to pick your spots.
I'm going to be Coach Cohen for a minute. Let's see if I like the parka and the sleeves look. So his thought process in it was the operation of snapping the ball with the backup. He didn't want a field goal to get blocked. Didn't want to have that on the psyche of our kicker, which we have seen this year is a thing.
Yeah.
And then the other piece of the puzzle was there was a swirling wind at Nissan. If you've never been there,
there was, but you should have known that going into it.
But again, that makes the operation that much more important. If there's a swirling wind, you got to have a great hold. You got to have a great snap, those kind of things. I don't believe he wanted to take the risk of giving them a momentum play at the end of the half. It worked out in our favor. That's awesome for us. I understand both sides. I understand what you're saying, but I'm pretty sure if we could have been on the headset and heard them, they were talking about, hey, remember we got the backup snapper.
Right.
Is this really something we want to do? Now,
but
they ran him out there later in the game and they gave him a chance to do it and he got it done.
But here's my issue with it. You knew that before the drive started. You knew that the wind was in your face. You knew if you got in Cam's range,
just wanted to take a knee. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, run the clock out. I mean, I know they got 3 points out of it. Great. But that was best case scenario.
What if he checks it down, they break a tackle, and they get 40, and now they're kicking a 10-yard field goal?
Okay, but what's the likelihood that happens?
I mean, you can only,
Is it a higher chance that we turn the ball over there?
Unfortunately for the Jaguars,
give them momentum?
Again, another reason why I didn't want to kick the field goal. Imagine a blocked field goal going back the other way because of the snap just being a little to the left or the little to the right.
So that's what I'm saying. Take a knee on that drive. I understand they got points out of it. Fine, they lucked out because Trevor got hit, at the end, or the RDT, Anton play on the penalty.
The former Jaguar losing his mind.
Yeah.
My thought process was two things.
Yeah,
Hamilton did not do a bad job long snapping, so I'm not too scared about one more snap before the end of the half.
I think it was the wind. Yeah. I think
it must have been.
It was a 61-yard field goal and into the wind.
So there's that. Now, we know Cam can make it from 68. If that's the case, what's the difference between a 61 and a 48 if you know he can make it from 68? You know what I'm saying? It's not like his max is 55. Like, if we've got faith in him between 60 and down, then go ahead and kick it. You know what I mean? Like, it all worked out. Yeah. So really, I guess it doesn't really matter.
We're sweating the small stuff, but
exactly.
But
when you win, you have to find stuff to nitpick at.
But I brought this up the last 3 games, though, which is telling you something. Which I told you it's going to come back to bite him in the long run, and it almost did in the Cardinals game. And if we fumbled the ball or it got intercepted or something, it's automatic momentum and points for them at the end of the half.
Now that's a completely different situation at the end of the game.
And I think if we play against the Colts and that happens, then I'm going to be coming back saying I told you so. That's where it's going to.
I'm knocking on wood.
Hopefully it doesn't. But I'm just saying I think you can't. You're flying by the tails of your seat on that one.
What's that old adage? You miss all the shots you don't take.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the division and the playoffs and
Yes.
go from there.
Let's do it.
Ugh. Where would you like to start?
Let's go with start with the Texans first.
Unfortunately, we woke them up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Texans,
They've been on a roll since we allowed them to come back.
one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now.
Number one defense.
Number one defense. I would not want to play them.
Right.
Thank God we don't have to.
Thank God we don't have to. Let's go through their schedule and give me a win-loss. We'll do rapid fire, by the way, because we're doing all three.
Awesome.
So as of right now, we have 5 games left. Texans are. It's gonna be. By the way, it's gonna be 3 really good games. It's gonna be us against Colts 1:00. Packers, Lions, or no Packers.
They played this past week.
I know what you're talking about. There's a
Somebody's
big
playing-
NFC game.
Somebody's playing a really good NFC game this weekend at 4:00. Anyways, but the AFC is going to be the Texans versus at Arrowhead Stadium against the Chiefs. Who wins that game, Chiefs or Texans?
I'm going to say the Chiefs. I'm rooting for the Chiefs for the first time in a long time.
Rooting hard in that
Red
game. for the
Kingdom.
Chiefs.
Yeah. Because the Chiefs are
One of
absolutely
the best
desperate for a
tailgates I've
win.
ever been to. One of the best tailgates I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are awesome. They're such good fans. Like, they fed us. And I'm decked out in Jaguar gear. They can care less.
That's funny.
I went, so we played them twice that year in 17 or whenever, or 21 or whatever.
Yeah.
At home and then
And then
there.
they ended in the playoffs in the divisional round. And what a place. It's, I understand why they love their football.
How loud
there.
is that stadium?
Okay, so I feel like that I didn't get to experience it loud until the fourth quarter of the playoff game.
Mhm.
The first time we played them, they knew they were going to beat us, so they never were into it. But the fourth quarter in the playoff game, it was as loud as any place I've ever been, other than the swamp. And for those of you who don't know, the way the swamp is built is the reason why it is so loud.
Right.
But I will say this: the bank against the Chargers in the middle of the third quarter, where we're starting to come back, is the loudest stadium I've ever been in.
I think even
Ever.
even against the Chiefs this year, I thought it was up there as how loud it could be. You gotta pack
hats
the bank
off.
this
So
weekend.
Hats
that
off
all
to the
goes
Chiefs.
to say we're rooting for the Chiefs.
Yeah, we're rooting for the Chiefs big time in this
Andy
game.
Reid, you're my dog.
I wanted the Texans to beat the Colts this week. This is how it's working so far for
Yeah.
us. It could be a mistake though, but I wanted the Colts to lose this week against the Texans. That happened, so now we have a chance to take over the division. But now we got the Texans that are really hot. So I had the Chiefs winning that game. After that, they go to they have Cardinals at home.
That's a dub.
They probably beat the Cardinals.
Cardinals have been playing everybody this year.
Yeah.
Super tough.
Yeah.
I think if there's a chance,
They remind me
There's a
of
chance.
us last year. Like
Yeah,
how
yeah.
we were in all these one-score games and
Yeah.
just couldn't get it done.
Clearly not good, but sticking close.
I think if there's a chance. Now the issue is they don't have a running game, so
Right.
it might not matter. So I'm gonna take the dub for the Texans there.
Yep.
Home against the Raiders.
That's a dub.
That's a dub. So
Uh,
that gives them that puts them at 9-5, right?
Yep.
A loss.
9. Yep.
2 wins.
And then they go to the Chargers.
No, they'd be 9-6. 9-6 going
9-6.
to the Chargers.
I'm rooting for the Chargers there.
Honestly, I think it's a 50-50 game. Where is it?
It
Is
is.
it at the Chargers?
It's LA.
The Chargers play well at home.
I have them winning that game.
I think the Chargers can beat them. I think Coach Harbaugh does a good job. I know that Justin Herbert broke his hand, his left hand, not his
Left
right hand.
Yep.
So he's getting surgery or they're putting a pin in it or something. So,
Yep.
they're plenty good enough to beat the Texans at home. So I'm going to take the Chargers.
Okay.
I'm rooting for the Chargers for sure. I agree with you. It's a 50-50 game. Here's a factor that we might not be considering. Omarion Hampton might be back by then.
Yeah.
Which would be a huge impact because
They
between
need
him and Vidal,
Yeah.
Kamani Vidal,
They need them.
hey, they need it for sure. That would be a huge win for the Chargers to beat the Texans
The
that week.
problem is, are they getting Joe All and Rashawn Slater? Are they getting those guys back? Because with that defensive line, there's no chance they win that game.
Right. The pass game's not going to light it up. That's why you want both of your running backs to be healthy.
Unfortunately, Mr. Herbert might get hit a bunch like Trevor.
And
Yeah.
I don't think you'll be able to run on them that well either. So I'm gonna take the Texans in that game, and then it's gonna be Colts at home. They have to.
It's a big one.
The
All
Colts have to split,
So
or they're out of it. They're
So-
probably out of it.
that's the hot bet right now. If anybody was checking the thing today, it's plus 425 for the Colts to not make the playoffs at all.
Oh, I like that.
So, Jaguar fans, if you're
I
looking
might have to
to
throw 5 on it.
put a little dollar bill down,
I saw a statistic, percentage-wise, if we win this game, we're I think 95% chance we're in the playoffs.
yeah, with 9
That
wins.
sounds right.
But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna have Texans winning.
I like the Texans at home.
They're gonna win
That's just how
1,
that goes.
2, 3, 3 more games.
That puts them at 10 and 7.
Happens. They're at 10 and 7. So let's put that down.
I think that puts them in. I think they're in.
You think
they
that
go
gives
to
them
Baltimore.
the 7
Well,
the
here's-
They
7
go to
seed?
Baltimore.
Here's the issue.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. They go to Baltimore.
Here's the issue, though.
hmm
I think a 10-win team could actually miss the playoffs this year.
Absolutely. I think this is going to be the first time ever we see more than one 10-win team miss the playoffs between NFC and AFC.
Okay. Let's go to Colts, and then we'll wrap up with Jags.
Yeah.
As of right now,
Colts coming to Jacksonville this week.
Colts are 8-4 coming to the Jags.
That's their 5th loss. Thanks for playing.
Let's give a. I guess we're ruining our predictions at the end of this, but let's go into
for it.
that game. Who's winning that?
I got the Jags.
I got the
Jags in
Jags.
Jacksonville, packed bank. The last time the Colts won in Jacksonville, I think my son was in 3rd grade.
Absolutely. I got the Jags. We are uniquely qualified to slow the Colts down by stopping Jonathan Taylor, stopping the run.
We're all going to smell the coffee after the game.
Yep.
Maxwell.
I've been on the Colts train all year,
And I have not.
unfortunately.
There's
and
nothing
I
wrong
think
with that. They're
I
playing clean ball,
I
man.
think they're more not only healthier than you are, especially up front. Your D line, Eric Armstead and Trayvon. If you do not play this week, even if you do, it's gonna be tough. I see the Colts winning this game. I think they're gonna snap the streak. It has to get broken eventually. The Colts are, as of
Who says it has to get broken eventually?
Who are you?
I'm just saying the Colts.
No,
I'm not
I feel
taking you to
you.
Waffle House later.
The Colts are going to win that
BS.
game, and I'm going to go to
No
it. And
smothered and covered for
I have
you,
a
buddy.
feeling they're going to win. So that's the first game. The next
I'm gonna
game,
get that Whataburger win on next week. Keep talking.
but here's the fun thing for me. Even if I have us splitting anyways.
Right.
So I have us winning in Indy afterwards. So
Interesting.
let's go one at a time though. After they play us though, which should be a really tough game,
Yes.
Beat them up.
they have to go to Seattle.
Yeah.
SNL.
They're not winning that
Losers.
game.
They're not winning.
They're not winning that game, especially after playing us.
If
Hey,
Darnold and JSN are healthy, they don't have a chance against that Seattle offense.
Yeah, I think it's a fun matchup.
They're going to beat them up.
I think it's a good matchup regardless, but I think it's an extremely hard play. It's like the Texans playing at Kansas City. It's gonna be really tough.
Yeah.
The 12, baby.
Yep. 49ers come to the Colts the week after.
See,
I think they're losing to the Niners too.
I love the 49ers.
They're hot
I-
right now.
I love how they play. I love Mike Shanahan. There was talk that they were going to run him out, and I was praying he was coming to Jacksonville.
I had no idea they won 9 games. I don't know if
Yeah.
I was living under a rock. I thought they were floundering, and then I went back. I was like, wait, they have 8 games, or they won 8 games, and then they
Yeah.
won 9 games. I'm like,
Yeah.
So,
what's going?
because we beat them early in the season.
and they've never been healthy
right.
ever.
and I feel like for the last 3 years they haven't been healthy.
No, they've
Yeah.
never
And
been healthy.
They went
They
to a
have
Super
some of the
Bowl.
worst luck with injuries. It's crazy.
So I think that's going to be a very competitive game.
That's going to be a huge game, honestly.
Taking the
it's-
Niners. Shout out to John Jacobs and his love for Jerry Rice.
If it's
Mhm.
at the Colts, I actually like that game for the Colts, which it is. But that's going to be a pick'em game. I think it's going to be extremely tough.
Here's the thing. I'm choosing the Niners because they are getting pushed into a corner because of what I was just saying. We might see multiple 10-win teams miss the playoffs. They're in the AFC West with the Rams and the
NFC,
Seahawks. I don't think they're winning that division. They're
Ram-
fighting for
the
a wild
Rams-
card. They
the
can't
Rams
drop
stumbled
any more
this week.
games.
The Rams
Yeah.
stumbled this
The
week.
Rams stumbled against the Panthers, which was ridiculous. I'm sorry.
All right,
but
so I'll
let's
go
keep it moving.
just for the sake of argument, I'll give you the win for the 49ers.
Let's go.
Okay.
We're going to split. So I was beating them in Indy, which will be
I got a split and I got a reverse. It's
difference.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
I got
then
a
they-
slap in their
and then
butts both times.
they finish at Houston, and Houston
Big
and
one.
them play for the probably the final spot in the playoffs.
Exactly. I think that's the battle for
I
the
think
wild
this
card.
is-
6 and 7.
I think this is the third straight year that they have finished against each other.
Hmm.
And so it's the home team has won every time. And so I if the Texans are at home, I like the Texans.
Yeah, I like them too. So I have.
So they're splitting
one-
against us and the Texans.
So one.
No, they would be a sweep for the Texans. The Texans beat them.
So here's the thing. This is at least what we're saying. We think they're gonna win 1 out of the last 5 games.
That's why that bet came out today.
I'm thinking 1, maybe 2.
They have the hardest schedule remaining of any team in the
Yes,
league.
they have a very difficult schedule.
So if they're 9 wins, they're not getting in.
They're not getting in. They're going home. As Chuck Barkley once said,
They
"Don't
have
fish."
to beat Seattle at Seattle, San Fran at home, at the Texans, or us at home.
Not happening.
Tough sledding for
And here's
Indianapolis.
the other thing: Daniel Jones has a broken leg. Somebody's eventually going to hit him.
But
Which-
if you watch last week's game, he played great.
I'm good.
He played fine, yeah.
He had a handful of
he's
throws
usually
that were
got a little more mobility to his game than
And
he
so
did.
If he can't run around, I like our chances.
So
if
you know
he
what?
could run around, then I might be leaning more towards your split.
Yeah.
Right. So,
But-
Coach, if he can't run around, what are you doing? Are you sending?
I want to see his arm beat us because technically they're not that great a receiver. You know, no offense to Michael Pittman or
Alec Pierce.
you know, like Pierce. has killed
Alec
us
Pierce will
over
get
the
one
years.
big jump ball every game.
So I want to see them throw it 30 times. You
All
know,
right.
we're gonna put 10 guys in the box. Let's see it, buddy.
So we have Houston winning 10 games. We have Indy winning 9
9.
games, which is shocking.
And Jags winning 12. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's see what we're going to do with the Jags.
I
real
had them
quick.
winning 12 before the season even started. I am on that train until it crashes.
Jags. Let's see how we finish here. The
I can
schedule.
tell
They
you.
go. So we go.
We got
Colts,
Colts,
Here we go.
Jets,
Jets.
All right.
Denver.
We already said we're going to split with the Colts.
You said that. I didn't say that.
Okay, I say they split with the Colts.
I'll say
Sweeping
we
the
split with
division,
them as
homie.
well.
After we play the Colts, we got the Jets at home.
Home for the Jets. That's a dub.
That's a W. I think
That's
we-
an easy
I think,
win. It should be an
It
easy
should be.
win.
I think
They're
Broncos.
the equivalent of the Titans.
Yeah, I
The
think
Broncos game is the
Broncos-
hardest one.
I
That's a
think the
big one.
Broncos show you that after Washington, they're beatable,
They're
Very
100%
beatable.
but at home it's very tough to beat them. I'm going to give us a loss there.
And so my mom's going to the game. She's never seen a loss. I cannot do that. We're winning that game because I'm going to be there. And so I go on the road and good things happen.
Yeah,
Here's what I'll say about the Broncos, right?
Unfortunately, I do believe that that's the game we're going to win.
yeah.
They've got a very solid defense, probably a top 5 defense, right? Sertan's out. I'm not too worried about their pass rush just because our depth of O-line has held up so well against good D linemen. The only thing that I think that we are underrating for the Broncos
Benito, what
is
is
the
that guy's name?
speed. That,
Benito, yeah.
You got to keep in mind the speed they have at wide receiver. Troy Franklin is fast as hell. Those receivers are fast. And our secondary, like I've said, they've been suspect. They've been solid. It depends on who we get that day. Now, if we can get some pressure on Knicks, we win.
I
Get
felt
some
like
good
Nick-
pressure on
was
Knicks,
running
we
around like
win.
a chicken with his head cut off last night against
Right.
Washington.
That's what I'm saying. And does Washington have a very good D line?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
No, so for the sake of argument, I think we do probably lose that game at Mile High. I think,
Unfortunately, yes.
in my opinion, I think the most realistic is we split with the Colts and we beat the Jets and we beat the Titans. That's 11 wins in my book.
12 and
You guys might have 12.
I did.
That wins the division all around.
It does.
Fact check the
Now
the
let's
tweet from August.
Yep.
11 wins, even in this where we're disagreeing on if we're splitting with the Colts or not. 11 wins the division,
Right.
right? Enough said. Mic drop.
So let's finish with the Colts here. Let's give each person kind of give some keys to the game. What's the biggest key to this game?
I think we can all say it together. I'm going to cut you off.
Stop the run.
Yep. Jonathan Taylor.
It's that easy.
Jonathan Taylor can't beat you. Although, listen,
Texas did an outstanding job.
if we do not have a D line, and what I mean by that is if we do not have Trayvon and or Eric Armstead,
I'm almost
I don't
willing to
have
say
faith.
Eric Armstead is more important than
I
Trayvon.
agree.
Yeah, interior.
I don't have faith that we can get it done against them, and that's just me. If we play healthy, I think we do.
Yeah.
If we're not healthy, which we're not, I don't think we're winning that game.
It is a huge deal to get Trayvon and Armstead out there. I'm pretty sure that we'll get Armstead. I don't know about Trayvon because Armstead was a kind of a last second scratch. He practiced, and then they said it was like a little more serious than they thought.
It was definitely precautionary. He warmed up.
Yeah,
they tried to see if he could.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately,
I do think
that was a strategic. Hey, it's not worth it today, buddy.
Yeah.
He's a veteran.
We know what we're going to get.
He was like,
he's going to be fine this week. I firmly believe he plays. I don't know the extent of Trayvon's injury. It has to be pretty decent. Knee, ankle, I can't remember which one it is. It's knee. So you know how knees are. If you've never had a knee injury,
he's been banged up all season.
It's just not been a real good year for Trayvon health wise. But the other side of this is if his knee's getting better and he can go, his wrist should be pretty close to being healthy. So he might be 100%. Two-handed again.
Yeah,
and that's always a great thing for a D lineman.
So that's on defense is stopping the run. I think it might even be more against like their offensive line versus Jonathan Taylor, even though Jonathan Taylor is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's on defense. What's key to the game on offense for us versus their defense?
I think for us it's the understanding of who we are. Where's their rush defense at? If we can run the football, play action comes back into play. Trevor Lawrence gets a chance to be 17 and 25 for 240 and 2 touchdowns, and that's the difference. If he's got to throw the ball 35 to 40 times, we all know how that looks.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where our problems begin.
That's when you get the roller coaster.
But at some point, he's going to have to do it. And if this is the game, I'm all for it.
This is another kind of a Kansas City game where Trevor's got to eventually put us on our back.
Yeah.
Put us on his back.
Yeah.
Go win.
And I don't think they have a crazy pass rush. I do think DeForest Buckner, their defensive tackle, him and is it Glover or Stewart? I forget who's in the middle. Next to Buckner.
Isn't Buckner hurt?
No, I know.
Buckner's going to be out this week.
The guy that plays next to him, I slipping my mind right now. But they have 2 really good defensive tackles, and Zaire Franklin's a good interior
linebacker,
stopping
Kenny Moore,
linebacker,
killer safety.
So here's the thing: I don't think we're going to run it like we think we're going to run it, which means Trevor's got to throw the ball.
You know what I think?
I think BT and Trevor have to have big games in this game. I think that it's kind of an obvious one, but because it's got all the names on there. But I think that's the matchup. Whoever that second cornerback is, whether it's Jacoby's on him or whether that's they still have Javarius Ward. So I think Trevor's really just got to put us on the back, running the ball, throwing the ball. I think it's Trevor.
I think we are going to have to look like we are committing to the run hard early in the game. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think we're going to have to be okay with some short yardage runs to keep them honest, knowing that both ETN and Tootin are capable of breaking off a big one if they get lazy, if they start tackling weak, if they start saying, "Oh no, they're not running it." We're going to have to open up the play action, like you're saying, and I think we are going to have to spread the ball out, which Lawrence is good at, regardless of what the Titans defenders want to say. It's not always his first read. All right, we've got Jacoby, we've got Brian Thomas, we've got Strange.
I think Strange is
it's time to spread it out, and I think Strange is going to be a big unsung hero for the 3rd week in a row.
Yeah,
there might have to be a lot of checkdowns, and that's okay. Time of possession is going to be huge in this game. Get your 3 to 5 yards. It doesn't matter. Get your yards. Don't turn it over.
I've been seeing the time of possession game for the last probably 5 weeks now, where I'm like, this is probably one of our biggest metrics that we need to hit every week.
It's a strength
because
most of the time
it means either we're running the ball or we're getting first downs. More importantly, and just keeping drives alive.
So the other side of that, the time of possession piece for me is the middle 8. And a lot of coaches talk about this, the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at our wins, the games that we've won, we have, and I believe it's 7 out of the 8 games, we've won the middle 8.
Yeah.
And you saw it against the Titans. We scored the field goal to end the half. We force a stop. We go on a 7-minute drive and score on our first possession.
Yep.
And that
15 plays, right?
Yeah,
15 plays.
15.
Yep.
We're going to need some 12 to 15 play drives.
I think we are very capable of that. I think the other thing you're going to see, and this is a shout out to Coach Cohen.
Yes.
The understanding that this is important. Being at the bank, being loud, being proud, putting the understanding on this is what we all wanted. This is what we've been complaining about for 18 years.
This is why we are fans of the Jaguars. It's to beat the
December
Colts
football.
in December at
Divisional
home.
football. The Colts. I remember when Peyton Manning used to wear us out. But I also remember when Fred Taylor and Maurice Jones-Drew went for 392 on
I
their
was
bucks.
there too, all over them.
So I would love to see something like that.
Let me add another little cherry on top to basically everything you're saying here. With Liam Cohen being, this is a big moment for him. Open up the playbook. I think we're going to see him open up the playbook. I want to see some wild jag. I want to see a trick play or two. Yeah. I want to get creative. I want to make that.
Let's score in all three phases.
Yes,
let's go.
I think now is the time we want to make that Colts defense look silly. It might be boring for 3 quarters. Pull out the magic in the 4th quarter or whenever you really need it. You know he's got a deep bag. It's time to pull deep.
To your point, to your point, I hope they do that.
Yeah.
However, Dewey mentioned it this week. He said, "Hey, we got to attack this week just like any other one. We can't make this our Super Bowl."
Right.
However,
that's fair.
I hope that's what he's saying to the media, and I think deep down the team is like, "This is not for all the marbles because you still got a little bit of season left." But I would love for them to take care of business and just stamp it, be like, "Hey, this is our division. We're winning it."
Yes. Driver's seat, control your own destiny, all those things. Coach speak 101.
Yeah. Let's go through predictions. Offensive first. Smitty will go down the line.
All right. So I'm going to go offensive player of the game for us, like you were touching on, Brian Thomas Jr.
Yep.
I think he's going to have – I'm not saying it's going to be a ton of receptions. I think he's going to have a catch or two that changes the game. And I think he's going to have 2 very impactful plays. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm picking the Jaguars 24-21.
Yep.
And on offense, Brian Thomas Jr. On defense, I like Jordan Lewis.
Okay.
I like him showing up exactly when you need him on a big 3rd down.
Yep.
I think maybe he reads a Tyler Warren route perfectly, jumps a route, gets some pass deflections. Those are my guys, Brian Thomas Jr. and Jordan Lewis. I think this is their week.
Those are good picks. I think I'm right with you for 90% of that. I do think that BTJ, I don't think he's going to have a career game. However, I do like him for 10 catches in this game.
Ooh, I think that might be a career game. 10 catches.
I do.
He's had 10 one other time.
I think Liam is without Parker. He's going to move BT in and out of the slot throughout the game. Him and Myers are going to get the ball a ton, and Strange.
Yeah.
But I think BTJ, to your point, is going to make 1 or 2 big plays in this game.
Exactly.
And it might be not down the field. It might be just run after the catch kind of stuff. Like get him on quick screens.
Throw the curl.
Get that speed. Get that speed going, man.
I like BT for 10 catches, 100 yards, and two touchdowns.
Woo! And please give it to me.
That's my wish.
It's not a prediction; it's a wish.
That's my wish, but I'm gonna make it a bold prediction. What did you say the score was going to be?
24-21 Jags.
I had the same exact thing.
Nice.
So you're giving us a dub. You're changing your
I have
pick.
the same exact one. Yeah, I'm flipping. I'm flipping it.
Hello, Pat McAfee.
We want him over.
The closer we get, this happens every week. The closer we get to Sunday, it's only Monday, but I think we do have to really pull this off. Like, I don't like our chances in this game.
I love going last.
All.
This is my favorite part.
But I think 24-21 is the score. No matter who wins the game, I think it's going to be.
That's fair.
It could be the Colts or it could be us.
That's fair.
Well, it ain't going to be the Colts. So, the horrors of Jacksonville continue.
Oh, wait, real quick. And I got Hines Allen for
on defense
to continue his hot streak on defense.
The horrors of the St. Johns River, the horrors of Everbank Stadium continue for the Colts as we take them out back and just flat out beat them. We're going to beat them 28-3.
Wow.
We are going to show everyone the Colts have been a facade for the whole season.
Frauds.
And
you think they're frauds?
I think they've been frauds the whole year. They have played the schedule backwards like we have. We are battle tested. They are not.
Yep.
And we are going to prove it. And just so for those of you that don't know, Trevor's best statistical opponent
Every single season.
every year is the Indianapolis Colts.
Hey, since the
So-
Urban Meyer year, man.
So let her rip, go horse. Get on down here. Come on down. As Pat likes to say, we Duval. They don't even know what's going on. We got something for you. The player of the game on offense will be Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
The defensive player of the game is going to be Eric Armstead because we are going to stifle the running game.
I like
and
that.
he is going to play outstanding football for us. He's going to up his sack total as well as have 2 tackles for loss.
That'd be
and
great.
be outstanding for us. Also, shout out to Foye Oluokun. He will be a tackling machine on Sunday.
I like Oluokun with 10 tackles, man.
That'll be
10
that'll
tackles.
that'll be a fun matchup, him against Taylor.
Absolutely.
But this has been a good episode, guys. I appreciate you. Let's have fun this week. Let's
Guaranteed.
hopefully get that win.
Let's get that
The
dub,
tailgate's going to
baby.
be awesome.
Tailgate.
Can't wait to
The
see it.
game's gonna be fun. For everybody listening, please go get tickets to this game.
Yes.
Pack the bank. If you were there during Kansas City, it's going to be the same thing, just during the day.
Buy your 400 seat. Go stand in the standing room only. And
100%.
Get your
We
pool
will be there.
pass.
Just get in the building.
Get there.
The Happy Hour Sports 20% off discount is still available. I'm going to repost this probably tonight.
Hit it up.
So just use the promo code HAPPY25. You get the 20% off or up to 20% off discount for the game. So if you want to be at the game, if you're a real diehard Jags fan, get to the bank. Other than that,
If you hate the Colts, come too. That
yeah,
works
exactly.
too.
Hey,
If
we'll
you're a
see you
Colts fan,
there. We'll
don't
see you
This
there.
is the biggest game. I know Tony Baselli says it every week, but I'm gonna say this. This is the biggest game the Jags have had
Since the
playoffs.
playoff game.
Woo!
Since the Chargers playoff game.
And realistically, the way that all 3 teams in the AFC South are playing right now,
Our division should be proud.
This is basically a playoff
this
game.
is a playoff game.
Yes.
Some might call it a play-in game.
This is a play-in game.
It's the play-in tournament for the NFL.
So I appreciate you guys. Let's get a Duval and get out.